Yo, yo, what up? Welcome to another episode of the Scumbag Podcast. I know it's been a minute, man. We got to talk this shit, but I know it's been a minute. I haven't recorded since we've been in the pandemic and the lockdown or shelter in or whatever you want to call it, man. Um, but yeah, we back. Got some new equipment, got some cameras, got the new audio, got the new mic, got some more stuff coming in, man. So I definitely want to thank everybody that that showed support. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that followed up with me and was just asking about the podcast, what's going on with it. Are we gonna do it again? And we are. Like, we here to stay. That's gonna come to you each and every week. We also gonna have the visuals to go with it. So man, I definitely appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Tell a fan to tell a fan, tell a person to tell a person. The scumbag Pat. I can't even talk. I'm a little nervous, but because it's a new setup. But the Scumbag Podcast is back, and we here, man. We here to talk this shit. So of course, just right now it's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I do plan to have some more people on, and we just talk. Feel me? But man, it's been crazy since the last time we talked, right? It's been fucked up out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we've been locked in our cribs, and um, and there's been a lot going on just in like social media and just like social justice and racial and equality and all those different things, man. So yeah, it's been a lot of, I don't want to say rioting because that happened, but that wasn't the whole main thing. There's been a lot of protesting going on, and there's been a lot of, you know, um, companies that's been all of a sudden getting down with, black people. They're recognizing, that life as they knew it before, they just can't go that way. You just can't do black people wrong now and then. You know what I'm saying? We just say it's okay and go home. Like, no, we ain't doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to talk to us. Y'all got to figure this out. Y'all got to figure a way to appease us because we done been through a lot of shit. But, not even to go through that, you can listen to past episodes and, you'll hear me go on and on about that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We here. And it's been a lot of shit just going on in the world, man. The kids been out of school. I'm a single father, and I've been having my kids. We've been splitting custody, and I've been having my kids, every other 2 weeks, and then I keep them for 2 weeks. And when school was going on, man, that shit was hard. Like, trying to, and I'm also working, so I have, I got people that work under me, and I have people that's looking to me for different things, and then trying to navigate that while also trying to be a teacher and a parent. That is it was definitely hard. And they just announced now that the schools are going to be closed for we're not closed, but the students are going to be remote learning. They're saying for the first introduction of school, but we all can see that this is going to be the way of life for a while. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to navigate through that. I do take it as a blessing because I'm able to teach my son. You know what I'm saying? And you know, especially in DJ, I see a lot of me and him. Like, we can talk about. I mean, you can lecture me for however long, and it won't really mean a lot. But if you but excuse tux. But if you show me something and you show me how to do it, then I can definitely learn quicker that way, and I can definitely remember it more that way. So that's been a thing with me and him, and with us doing a remote learning is that I'm able to understand those things that, you know, teachers wasn't able to understand with me, or maybe they didn't have the time or the resources to understand with me, and just be like, yo, you a visual learner, you a person that learns hands on, you know. So that is a silver lining, you know, when it comes to this whole remote learning. But I'll be lying to you if I say it wasn't hard and that it wasn't time consuming, and, you know, that wasn't frustration. But we making it, you know what I'm saying? And we don't got no choice but to continue to make it. Um, and yeah, you know, I've been taking this quarantine slash self isolation thing, you know, in a lot of different ways. You know, the first month and a half, it was cool. Got to work from home. Got to wake up 5 minutes before my shift and log on, and, you know, and get my day started. You know, and that was an upside. Like, I didn't have to travel. I didn't necessarily have to shower like right then and there. Of course, I showered throughout the day, but like just getting up for my day and stuff, I didn't have to necessarily do that. I could do that later on, and, you know, and like the first month and a half, you know, it was cool. I took it with a stride, and then as time continued to progress, um, my depression, you know, started really fucking with me, and I was dealing with that for a while, you know what I'm saying? And um just not feeling motivated to get out of bed, you know, not feeling good overall, you know. And then I dealt with, you know, some deaths, and that didn't help it. um I had recently took off some time from work, you know, just to really focus on myself, and, you know, and I was going through a breakup as well, and just dealing with a lot of shit all at once, while also just being self isolated, you know. And yeah, that shit kind of took a toll on me, you know. And um, I started therapy recently, and man, that it helped out a lot. You know, the lady that I see, she's super chill, super cool. We have real conversations. A lot of it is like, you know, just laughter, or just, you know, just questions that I never thought about before. But before we get into that, shout out to Don Julio. We ain't drinking Patron no more. We're drinking the Don Julio Reposado. So if you listen to this, go get you a bottle. You know what I'm saying? Pull you up a cup. Pause it right now. Go pull you up a cup. You know what I'm saying? Like myself. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy life. Enjoy the finer things in life. This some of the smoothest tequila you gonna ever have, man. If y'all know me from before, I was heavy on the Patron. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, once I got hooked onto that Don Julio Reposado, it was over with. I even like the Reposado more than I like the Anejo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is a vibe. So if you watching the video, you can see I got me my bottle right here, and I got my bottle I've been drinking out right here too. So treat yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't be out here drinking that bullshit, man. If you gonna do it right, man. Don't be out here drinking that bullshit. If you a tequila drinker like myself, yeah, just tell them Devin sent you. For sure, man. Cheers, you hear me? But yeah, back to what I was talking about, man. As far as just like, you know, just dealing with depression and a lot of other things, a lot of other emotions, you know what I'm saying? All at once, you know. So I did start going back to therapy, you know, and it has helped out a lot. And I appreciate everybody that checked on me too, you know, because mental health is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, going to the gym, everything that helps out. But if your mental health is ain't right, then it can fuck up a lot of shit, and it can make you exaggerate a lot of shit, and it can make you feel alone. You know what I'm saying? That might not be the case, but it can definitely play with your mind and make you feel like, you know what I'm saying, that you here. And that's like when people say things like, you know, money can't buy happiness, which is true, I guess. I haven't had enough money to know, how much happiness costs. But what I can tell you is that I lived in the hood for the majority of my life and I was depressed there. And then I moved down here to, a more uprising of a neighborhood. You know, it's not a rich neighborhood for sure, but it's definitely people that's hustling and bustling and making it happen. You know what I'm saying? That's down here and they living in high rises and living in these buildings. And I have a pretty dope apartment if you ask me. And it's an apartment that I always dreamed to have. Other than the floor to ceiling windows, which I do plan to get eventually, but it's an apartment that I wanted in a neighborhood that I wanted. And I've been depressed here. That's the funny shit. Like I was living in the hood, I was dealing with depression and dealing with shit. I moved down here. I got my rooftop. If you follow me on any social media, I post that shit every day. You know what I'm saying? And I've been depressed here. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's that's how that goes. And yeah, I'm not rich. I don't have a whole bunch of money at all. You know what I'm saying? But I have seen two different sides of Chicago and how different people live, And it is a better quality, but also if you deal with depression, you're gonna deal with it wherever you are. So if you got $100 billion, you still gonna deal with depression in your big ass mansion, driving your Maybach, whatever. The same way that you're gonna deal with it in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So, you see these rich people, these famous people that commit suicide all the fucking time. Like this shit happens all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? And to a normal human being, that's out here that's trying to get it and figure it out, you be like, yo, they got everything. They got all the money in the world. They got all the fame. They got all the chicks or all the niggas. They beautiful. You know what I'm saying? They live in a gorgeous house. They could drive whatever car. They go take a vacation whenever they want to. Why the fuck would they kill themselves? You know what I'm saying? And it ain't until you really look at it to be like, yo, the mental health don't give a fuck what you got. It don't give a fuck what you live, where you live. It don't give a fuck about what car you drive, how much you got in your bank account, how big your house is, how many square feet your house is, how many chicks that you can get, how many dudes you can get. It don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, cause it's your mental health. You know what I'm saying? You could be depressed riding in the Maybach, being chauffeured. You know what I'm saying? You could be depressed in a private jet. You could be depressed living in the hood, trying to make it, trying to feed your kids. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to definitely you know, let everybody know that, mental health is real. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's kind of, a touchy subject, especially in the Black community and in the urban communities. Um, but yeah, it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So I would suggest, like, especially I know my job, they offer different things when it comes to therapy. So if you are able to go see somebody, man, go talk to somebody. Like, and just and that's really just what it is, like just getting an outside perspective, and getting tools to help you, deal with yourself. Because basically that's what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? And these last 3-4 months of just being at home, everybody was tasked with being with yourself one on one. You know what I'm saying? And which a lot of us don't get on a daily basis because it's all hustle and bustle. We all trying to make it happen. We all trying to make a dollar. We all trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? And you don't really get that time alone. But coronavirus came around and the shit wasn't planned. So this is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I would recommend it to everybody, man. If you dealing with some type of mental health, you not feeling good, you ain't feeling yourself, man, go talk to somebody. It ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? And if more of us did it, we wouldn't be dealing with a lot of the bullshit that we dealing with in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely will recommend that to everybody. I'm sorry, one second, my neighbor texted me. But in that, so yeah, so I started seeing a therapist again, and started realizing some things, and one of the questions that she asked me that kind of had me stuck. We was talking about, my relationships with women, my relationship with my kids and with my parents. And she was asking me like, who taught you how to be a man? And who taught you how to be a father? And that question had me stuck. I never, for some reason, I never really thought about that. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I didn't want to do. I knew the qualities in man that I didn't want to have. Like I didn't want to be with a chick and we struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to, be with a chick and I'm not able to provide. I didn't want to be a father and I'm not able to provide for my kids. Basic shit. Let alone, extraordinary shit, but definitely not basic shit. I'm not able to make sure that we got a home. I'm not able to make sure that you got a ride. I'm not able to put food on the table. You know what I'm saying? I'm not able to dress my kids. I'm not able to do shit for them. Those are the things that I seen in men growing up that I was like, nah, I don't never want to do that. I seen my mom struggle. You know what I'm saying? I seen my mom barely be able to pay the rent. And I seen those things and I was like, I don't want that for any woman that's a part of my life. Any woman that I'm with. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to provide. That's why I work hard. I want to be able to provide for my kids. I want to give them better advantages than I was afforded, growing up. But I never once thought about what it is to be a man. I knew what I didn't want, but I never thought about what I wanted as far as like being a man, being a father. I get my kids. I take care of my kids, and I did that out of the fact of, how I felt about my father sometimes, when I would wait for him to come and get me and he wouldn't show up. And as a young kid, I'm like, I never want that for my child. And that's not to say that I've been perfect, because I'm not the perfect father. I'm not the perfect anything. But I am able to recognize where I fuck up, and I am wise enough to go and try to make those things better. So with that, like, yeah, I want to think more of that. And like she tasked me with that for a week. And it was the hardest thing ever for me to be like, yo, what type of man what type of nigga do I want to be? Like what type of man, what type of father do I want to be? And I told her about that. And I'm like, I could come up with a million things about what I don't want. What I don't want my kids to experience are the things that I don't want to put anybody through. But like trying to figure out the man that I want to be, the father that I want to be, the boyfriend that I want to be. That shit boggled my mind for a whole week. Like I think I came up with like 3 things, like, and it still was that hard. Um, but she posed a good question, and then she went into, you know, the fathers that you see on TV. Who would you try to model your fathership after, your manlyhood after? And then we got to talking about, the people on TV. And we talked about Blackish. Like my therapist, she a white woman, but she down. Like She with the struggle, like for real. But we talked about Blackish, and I'm like, yeah, that's a father I would love to be. You know, a father that he dresses nice. He wears the nice expensive shit. He's afforded the big house and the nice cars, but he's also there with his kids, and he's forever evolving. Each episode he's like, he may learn something new, and he'll be like, damn, that's fucked up. This is how it should be, or I made a mistake, or whatever it is. And that is the type of father that I want to be. As far as the type of boyfriend that I want to be, like, I don't know if I'm the best at that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I won't even say that. I want to be a good boyfriend. I want to be a good person to somebody. I want to take trips. I want to, show a person genuine love. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's not to say that I always have, because I can't say that I did. And I'm a very stubborn person. Like, I'm definitely a Taurus through and through. Like, I'm stubborn as fuck. Like, if it don't sit well with me, then it ain't gonna fucking happen. I ain't with the shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's some things that I've been trying to unpack too, because I thought I was doing myself a service of being like, if something don't sit right with me, you know what I'm saying? Or if something doesn't bring me the peace that I want, I won't do it. But not really understanding, and, in relationships, there has to be a compromise of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order for it to work, the person got to do some shit, and you got to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? And you might have to do some shit that's not comfortable. But I mean, I've definitely been a stubborn in various relationships. Been stubborn, you know what I'm saying? And just been self-focused, which is good, because you can lose yourself in a relationship. You can lose everything that you don't work for. You can lose who you are, trying to please somebody else. But you also have to understand that there has to be a balance as far as, you know, um, compromising with shit. And that's something that I'm also understanding, and, I'm currently doing. You know, it's understanding compromise, and feeling okay with being not at ease, if that makes sense. Or being okay with being uncomfortable, which I'm never am. Like, if I go somewhere and I don't know nobody, I go find me a corner and I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the person that goes out and I'm in everybody's faces, which I don't even like those type of people anyway. But just being okay with being uncomfortable. Like, uncomfortable situations are gonna happen. We human. You know what I'm saying? And we just have to understand that. But that's enough about that. You know what I'm saying? I do plan to talk more about, single father shit, because that's my life. I'm here with my kids most of the time by myself. You know, and I do think that is beneficial to talk about it, and maybe it can help somebody. Being a father is a lot of work, but being a father is lit. Like, I love being a father. I love doing shit with my kids. I love when, I do some new shit and they like, nigga, they like, yo, daddy, this shit fire. Oh, or even when they say like, daddy, we had the best day today. Like, that shit, you know what I'm saying? I make a thug tip, like, nigga, y'all had the best, nigga, I tried, y'all did, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I do plan to talk more about that, you know what I'm saying? Because I do think that it is beneficial. Like, I do see a shift in the culture of being a father. Like, there are more dudes out here that's taking care of their kids. And nobody should really get a pat on the back for that. But for a long time, as we know, there's been a narrative of black fathers not taking care of their kids. And I know more dudes that's more involved in their kids' life than I do that don't. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. So yeah, man, like you a father, like yo, definitely tune in. You know somebody that's a father, a new father, or even a father, that's trying to make shit right with their kids, which I have to. Shout out to my boy Aiden. You know what I'm saying? And just they're just trying to be involved into their kids' life. Like I definitely want to talk more on that, and give my perspective and my advice and the things that I'm learning daily. You know what I'm saying? So definitely keep in tune with the Scumbag Podcast. I thought about changing the name. I talked to my therapist about it today, and she, like, when I told her the name of the podcast, I'm like, yo, the Scumbag Podcast. She was like, what? What the fuck is that? I don't know. Like, I definitely want to keep the Scumbag Podcast alive, but I think that's something that's more suitable for other people to be here. So, like, if I have a host or a co-host or a guest or something, and we just talk shit. But I think I'm gonna change this to "We'll talk about this later" podcast. But don't hold me to that. We'll see, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, what else? Um, we are in August. Uh, oh yeah, yo, shout out. I got a couple of companies that I want to shout out, and if y'all know anybody that's looking for advertisement, you know what I'm saying, or anybody that's trying to do business, like yo, holla at me. But yeah, first off, shout out to Straight to It Cleaning. All right, Straight to It Cleaning. So that's STR8IT to it cleaning service, bro. They came over here on Monday, had this motherfucker smelling like motherfucker newborn baby, man. Like on some real shit. They wiped down the walls, cleaned the counters, like all this shit. Cleaned up my damn bookshelf. It was dusty as hell. Like they did everything, man. Bro, had my bathroom. My bathroom still smelling good. Cleaned the showers, everything, man. For a decent rate. You know what I'm saying? I tipped them on top of that. So yo, if y'all need anything done in y'all crib, y'all need somebody to come over, clean, whatever, man, go to Straight to It Cleaning Service. You know what I'm saying? They got a Facebook page, they got a website. I'm gonna post the I'm gonna post the business card on the video. But man, check them out. And if not, just go to my Facebook page. I reposted them and I left them a review as well, man. If y'all looking for any services, yo, Straight to It Cleaning Service, they got it. You hear me? And they got everything, bro. They had so much shit. I had to help them carry the shit up here. You hear me? Like they got everything. They done steam the flows, all type of shit. My crib still smelling like a goddamn hotel room in this motherfucker. And I ain't the cleanest motherfucker, and I ain't the dirtiest motherfucker either. Like, I do my fair share. When I clean up, I clean. But, supporting black businesses, that's my family, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to make sure I support. And they came over here and did their thing. They wiped the stainless steel down, got that shit looking sparkly and shit. I ain't seen myself in the stainless steel in a couple of months. But they came over, did their thing, man. So definitely make sure that y'all are fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? And also my girl Meg, and this is just free promo shit. She started a company, the Groom District. And if you in a downtown area, the South Loop area, you know, definitely check them out on Instagram. They got barbers that come to you. They got hairstylists that come to you. Come to your crib, get you straight, 5-star treatment. Like whatever you into. You want to smoke you a cigar while you sip on a little bit of tequila while you get your hair cut, get your hair dyed, whatever you trying to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Groom District does. It's all flashy, fly shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if y'all looking for that, y'all in the area, yo, go holler at my girl Meg. She got the shit on lock.